Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be a little more chill and relaxed, honestly, because editing is a little crazy right now. It takes me like 4 days to edit a video and I'm filming this Friday night to go up for Sunday. So I hope you guys don't mind, but I'm gonna chill and sit back for this video and do a what is on my iPhone. I actually really enjoy these videos. Honestly, I feel like I look dead. I gotta put something on these lips. Hold on. Oh no, you can see I'm wearing jammy pants. Okay, so again, I hope you don't mind if we just sit back and relax for this video. Again, I actually really enjoy these videos because I'm quite nosy and I use my phone to run multiple businesses. So it is very important to me. And as you can tell by the title as well, I'm gonna be showing you guys how I use my phone to organize my life because again, my life is just on my phone. So the main inspiration behind this video is actually the fact that my phone got run over by a snowplow. Here is the back. It's so tragic. Kind of cool looking, honestly. It's literally, it was bent, but we replaced the cracked screen with a less cracked screen so that I could actually use the phone. None of my stuff transferred on iCloud, and I just decided to use it as a fresh start to kind of redo my phone. So I got the iPhone 12 Pro. My case is from Five Below because I kind of have like this identity crisis thing. It's really weird where I can't keep a case for more than like 3 weeks without being sick of it. So Five Below is just the best bet for me because they're super cheap and they're actually really durable. So this is my home screen. It's beautiful. I know. Thanks. I made it myself. So this is my main screen. I created shortcuts for all of my main apps on this page to kind of mostly for the aesthetic, but also because these are my everyday apps. And if they don't all match and look pretty and they're not on my main page, it's just like, it's gonna drive me insane. So I had to make shortcuts for these. I promise I didn't do this for all of them. So in addition to my shortcuts, obviously I have widgets. So really quickly, my main apps are music, Instagram, camera, messages, mail, which is my Gmail app, photos, calendar, again, Google Calendar, and then my 1 second every day, which I'll go into that app really quickly. It's basically just, I'm very behind, please ignore that. I add 1 second every day of a clip from that day, anything that I recorded that from that day, and that really just helps me at the end of the year when I do my end of the year video. I compile all those clips and they're already in order for me and they're cut down to the highlight of the video. So when I do it throughout the year, it just makes it so much easier for myself at the end of the year to edit that video because it takes me like a week to begin with. So at the bottom, I hate that these are ugly, but I click on them so often that having them right at my thumb is just necessary. So I have Snapchat, Instagram, my Google Keep, and then my messages. So Google Keep is the first app that I want to talk about today. I'm going to tilt the camera down a little bit. So I'm going to start with that app. That is probably the most used app on my phone as well as my computer and my iPad. It is probably always open on one or all of my devices. So Google Keep. So I have a Google Keep for every single one of my Gmails, and I use them obviously all differently. My Google Keep under my business account is all my real estate stuff. So clients that I'm working with, design work within people in my real estate brokerage. My identity crisis Google Keep I use for all of my personal to-do list. It is my day-to-day, like the end of the night, beginning of the morning, I always update it and I'm always on it, like changing things, so it's not super organized. And then my school email is obviously the one that you are looking at. So how I organize my Google Keep for school, at least, I do this for the rest of them, but school has the most structured, is I color coordinate. So basically if you click this little checkbox in the bottom left corner, it'll open up a new to-do list. And to-do lists are my life. And you all just click the enter button. They're super easy to add, obviously. You add your title, so you say homework. You add what you have to do, design, poster. And then you can add images in these. You can hide the checkboxes, and when you do that, it'll just make it a normal note, which I prefer this to my notes app. I feel like my notes app gets so messy because I just don't like that you see them in a list. I just don't like the app software, really, and I'm a big Google Hub person, so Google Keeps just better for me anyway. You could also add images in here or a drawing, which I think is also really helpful, especially for homework. You could see I used it here. So this is just 2 deliverable sheets and then all of the homework that I have to do for that week, and all your checked items are down here, and you could hide those, but I like to keep them not open. I don't like just delete them though, because I like to look back at past homework, and it's just super easy to just move things back and forth on here. So that's Google Keep, guys. My main organization app. I promise you it'll change your life. So I don't know why, but my Blue page has the most apps for some reason. So we'll go through them really quickly. Again, I have 2 pictures on here, and I get all of my widget pictures from Pinterest. Should I mention that earlier? And to get my images, all I type in is Blue aesthetic. We have Safari, Ring, which is obviously the doorbell app, Venmo, Blackboard, which is my school app, App Store, Zillow, Mail, which I don't even use, but it's blue, Facebook, PayPal, my FIT app, City Mobile, which is my credit card, Transfer, which is the app that I use to transfer my pictures from my phone to my hard drive, Lightroom, which is actually how I edit my Instagram photos, so I'll show you that really quickly. Here's this funny ass picture of me. Terrible, I know. It's literally how I go thrifting, and I just thought it was so funny. So I have my user presets. So these are all, I have all my old ones. This one that I spent $25 on, and I hate it. This was my old Instagram, and then this is my current Instagram, which of course some pictures are too blue, so I have different versions of it that are just better for different pictures. So obviously this is the filter that worked for that one. But that is literally all I do to edit my photos. Sometimes if I put this into my Unum app, which I'll get into in a few minutes here, and it needs more blue, I'll just lower the temperature to add some blues back in, because there is a lot of blue in my feed right now. So that's how I do that. Photoshop Fix is how I get rid of pimples, and I'm not signed in yet on my new phone, but that's how I edit pimples out. Adobe Scan is how I scan my documents. It's the best scanning app I've found, at least. And then Premier Agent is a Zillow app for real estate agents. So that's my Blue page. Nothing crazy on there. Nothing that I use to organize my life, I don't think. No. Okay. Moving on to my green page, my personal favorite. I have a big quote at the top because I don't have enough green apps. So it just says, do something today that your future self will thank you for. And I like having a quote on my green page. I think that's why it's my favorite page. But anyway, I have Huji, which I just use for... I honestly usually use this for images to advertise my Instagram photos. So Spotify, you know. Canvas Clear is for my school, like a COVID testing thing. Find My iPhone, which is essential when your phone gets run over by a snowplow and you're like, where the fuck's my phone? And it's covered in snow in the street. Credit Karma, an essential. If you're my age, you need to get Credit Karma. You need to start building your credit. Starbucks, story of my life. Cash App, and my phone. So that's the green page. Red page, again, I love this. I'm really loving pink and red right now. I think it's just so gorgeous. So at the top, we have my Bank of America app, my Unique app, which is my thrift store. Of course, I'm a VIP member, duh. Target, TJ Maxx, both I have for my credit cards. Pinterest is my life. So real quick, I'm gonna go onto Pinterest. You guys can follow me if you want. And I'm gonna expose my secrets. I have a bunch of color palettes because I started drawing stickers today. I keep my Pinterest so organized. Like, I don't kid around on Pinterest. It's my favorite app. And when you're a content creator, you need a place that has like all your inspiration photos. Some people save on Instagram. I definitely do not save on Instagram. Pinterest is where I get all of my aesthetic pictures on my identity crisis Instagram, obviously. I also save all my homework inspiration here. Like, for example, I'm doing a mannequin. And this is the aesthetic for that project coming soon. Maybe you'll see it somewhere. Next, I have Buzzfeed, and the only real reason I keep Buzzfeed is like, there's really no reason. I go on every once in a while, I'm like, ooh, WandaVision, what's this? And I'll just sit here for like 5 minutes. I'm like, oh, why do I have Buzzfeed? It's just a big time-wasting app, but I need it. Like, when I don't have it, I'm like, I need Buzzfeed. So it stays there. YouTube Studio and YouTube, obviously, for content creation. My Depop, which if you don't already follow me on Depop, you need to now, because I'm in the process of rebranding not rebranding, I shouldn't say that, because I'm still going to sell all these things, obviously. But I'm going to start selling tacky items, which I'm so excited for. I feel like eventually this could really be my niche on Depop, which I would love that, because I love shopping for items. Yelp, Netflix, and Voice Memos. Voice Memos does not need to be there. I never use it, but it was the only other red app I had at the time. Then comes my gray and black page. So on this app, I have Contacts, Blossom. I feel like I'm skimming through some of the apps, but I'm just assuming you guys know what those ones are. Blossom, if you don't know them. I actually haven't explored this yet. Ew. I don't want to pay. Oh, I don't have to. Okay, good. Oh, I don't want to pay. Okay, so I don't think I have to pay. So this is basically, eventually, when I get to it, I have to repot a few plants anyway, is going to be how I track watering my plants, but I didn't get there yet. Settings, calculator, stocks. I need to start getting into stocks, so I leave it there for myself to keep looking at and be like, you're going to get into stocks, you're going to get into stocks. Letterboxd. I'm sure you don't know what Letterboxd is, so I will go into this really quickly. It is I'm going to go into Julian's account. I feel like it'll be a lot more interesting than mine. It is where you can track all the movies you've watched. You can put your favorite movies here. I don't track all my movies, but I do make a watch list. So any movie that I plan on watching, I throw on here. And it's just better because when you go to, you're like, oh, I want to watch a movie. I kind of want to watch a chick flick. Let's say, what's this one? I've seen this one already, but I plan on rewatching it. You can get the link right to the trailer. You can see the actors in it. You can see ratings and reviews, and then where to watch, which always comes in handy for me because instead of Googling it, it's all right here. So it's great. So I highly recommend Letterboxd if you're a movie watcher. Measure. I only use that. I don't know if you guys knew this, so if you didn't, I'm here to give you a little word of advice. It's a level. So when you're hanging up a shelf, you could use your phone as a level. Isn't that cool? TikTok. I'm not going to advertise my TikTok here. CoStar, which is my zodiac signs, rising, all that. Yeah, I'm not doing all that right now. I'm not signed into all my apps yet because, again, it's a new phone. Clock, Uber, and Unum. So let's open up Unum. So Unum is where I content create, or where I organize my content creation. So this is where, oh my god, you guys see the Instagram post I'm going to be posting. Hopefully I post that before this video was up. So I just see how pictures look with my feed. So basically, like I was saying, if I need to add more blues, I could see that here. I have for my personal Instagram, my identity crisis Instagram, and then my real estate. So you can see I plan all my identity crisis images here, and you can see a little bit of a sneak peek of what's coming up. I like it for as well is that you could do your caption right in here, and you could do your enters, because in Instagram, obviously, you can't put spaces in between your captions, which is so annoying. So I really like Unum for that reason as well. My next page is my personal favorite. I was thinking of moving it up because it's probably my favorite page. Probably more than my green page. I call it my Google hub, even though there's some other apps on here besides Google, but the rainbow is mostly I did because I had so many rainbow apps, and I love that kidcore aesthetic. It's so fun. So first I have photos, then I have my pixel art, which I'm so upset, guys. So look at this. I don't even know what these works are from, but that's the only works that are on here. Are you kidding? Look at my works on here. Ready? And none of them saved. So none of them are on my new phone. So now I just have this pathetic little collection. But basically, this is my coloring app that I'm obsessed with. So the next app I have is Amazon. And then I have my Google Drive. Again, my life is just run by Google at this point. Then I have my Google Calendar, which unfortunately I'm not the best at keeping color coordinated. But it is very organized. I put everything in Google Calendar. If it's not in Google Calendar, it's just not happening for the day. So basically, I'll show you what today was. Here is today's to-do list, or I should say Google Calendar list. So what I determine goes in my Google Calendar versus my Google Keep is things that are either time sensitive or are reliant on someone else. So if I'm meeting with someone, it goes in my Google Calendar, or if it's something super time sensitive. Am I out of focus this whole video? I don't even know how long I was out of focus. Anyway. I like my Google Calendar because I can look at my plan for the week, so I could be prepared for it all week moving up to it. So the day of, I'm not like, oh my god, I didn't make time for this today. Like, how am I going to get this done today? So I put it in my Google Calendar as soon as I find out about it so that I am prepared for it way ahead of time. Moving on, Gmail. Gmail, Google, it controls my life at this point. And then I have the Google app, which I honestly always forget that I have, but I have it. And Google Sheets, which is, if you don't know, just like an Excel spreadsheet, but for Google. This next page is actually quite interesting. It's kind of fun. So the first app I have is for my gym. Then I have my Fire Stick controller on an app for when I lose my controller under my bed and don't feel like getting it. Truthfully, that's the only reason I have that app. Then I have my other credit card app, SoundCloud, Etsy, Over. Over is probably my favorite app right now for content creating. I use it mostly on my iPad, so I'm not logged in on here yet. But it is just basically like a text app that you can put text on photos. It's definitely not the best, but it's the easiest and simplest to use. So for a quick post, I'll use that. Notes app, which I don't really ever use, very rarely. Clay is an IG story template app, again, similar to Over. So obviously there's most of them are premium, as everything is these days. But even the ones that are free are very aesthetic and very pretty, so more my style. So that's why I really like having that app. Vita is what I use to edit videos like super easily on like TikTok videos, things like that. I really love the filters on Vita, so that is why, don't look. I'm just gonna use this past TikTok. So that is why I love using Vita. Literally, that's the only reason. Like some of these filters are so nice. There's only 2 and they're free. So there's no other app that I know that does it for free. It does put a watermark on it, but like, do I even care at this point about a watermark? Zillow Rentals, which is a lifesaver for this market, this real estate market. It's like a nightmare. So just having my rentals in one place and my for sales, it's just so much better. Pink Nation, another credit card because I have a serious problem. Canva is another content creating app, but this is the one that's connected to my office. So everything, I'm just not signed into anything. It's so embarrassing. My office uses this app, uses Canva, so any template I need just from the office, I can just quickly grab on my phone or on my iPad and use. My last page. This is the stupid notification that I can't get rid of. I'm so mad. But this is my messy page. You're probably wondering, like, what the fuck are those 2 images? I literally typed in messy aesthetic on Pinterest and got these 2 pictures. Basically, this is just my messy page. My overflow of apps, apps I haven't organized yet, and apps I'm still testing out. So I have my Sudoku on this page, which I don't need, but I didn't know where else to put it. I don't even use it enough, but I want it on my phone when I bought my new phone. One Iota, I shouldn't reveal my secrets, but it's how you get like tickets for talk shows and stuff. I have a Kelly Clarkson ticket that is sold out already, even though I'm on the wait list. So when I go to confirm it, it says sold out, and then the app just, the notification just doesn't go away. It's fine. Unfold is another Instagram story app. Opcity is a lead generator for real estate. Second Dev is another thrift store I go to. Friendspire is basically the same thing as Letterboxd. I'm not signed in on this either. This is very similar to the app Letterboxd, which is that movie tracking app, but this one has movies, TV shows, books, and podcasts, which I love. I don't really put my movies on here too much. I have some on here. Some I tried to cross over a little bit, but I mostly use Letterboxd for that. I use it mostly for book tracking. So any books that I plan on reading, anything I want to add on my list, I do right in here, which I really like. But you could track basically any of those things. So if you're someone who's into that. I also like that it's almost like a mix of like a Buzzfeed and a tracking app because they have like latest lists. So I really like things like this, like best movies coming out in February 2021. Tom and Jerry, Quizlet, flashcards, maps, Facebook Messenger, Real Office 360. I can't really open because I have client personal information, but that's the CRM I use. So it is a CRM app, which is basically how you could just track your clients' information like email, phone number, obviously, address, properties you've shown them, and then Disney Plus. So when I redid my phone, my old phone, I didn't have all of my apps out on the main screen. I had a lot of them in the app library, which is right here. And I honestly just found myself always searching for my apps, and it's just like, it was more trouble than it was worth. I missed having all my apps out and color coordinated. So I made a lot more pages this time with all of my apps. I even put out my messy apps and just made it into its own aesthetic. So that is everything that's on my iPhone, guys, and the apps I use to organize my life. If you guys want any of these apps in more depth or more info, I didn't even talk about my home screen, my lock screen. So this is my lock screen. Real quick, I should have showed this. I basically made it. I didn't basically made it. I made it. Of course, using pictures from Pinterest. It's just my vision board and everything that I want to be inspired by daily. So yeah, that is that. And then my home screen is just plain green because I love green right now. So that is everything that is on my iPhone 12 Pro. If you guys enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. And if you guys want to see anything, like I said, in more depth, more detail. But that is all I have to show you guys for today. I'm exhausted, so I need to stop filming. That is the main reason I'm rushing through this outro right now. But I think that is all I have to say for today. Follow me on my social media. Subscribe down below. I'd love if you guys would stick around and maybe even interact with me. I love when you guys interact with me. Mom's about to come in the room. And I'll see you when I see you. Bye, guys.